For the first time in the history of the pro-life movement, substantial monetary prizes, $100,000 each, is being given to individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding leadership in protecting innocent human life. Join me for this very special event as I talk to the 6 recipients and the couple behind the awards. The 2008 Life Prizes Awards, held in Washington, D.C., for the first time recognized the pro-life efforts of activists, educators, and researchers in the movement. The winners had different reactions to the nomination, as I found out earlier in the day when I interviewed each recipient. This is a substantial award. I'd like to know what went through your mind when they called you and told you you were getting it.
Well, at first, to be honest, confusion.
We were elated.
I was really embarrassed. I feel quite responsible.
One of the dominant feelings was, wow, people noticed.
It was like one of those commercials when someone wins the $1 million on television and the jumping up and down and screaming.
A momentary brain freeze.
Most pro-life leaders aren't in the work of protecting the lives of unborn babies for personal gain or recognition. In fact, an award like this has never been given before, so when the winners responded with shock, it seemed appropriate.
Life Prizes honors outstanding efforts to awaken the conscience of America to the dignity and value of every human life. And through this celebration, we want to encourage and inspire the next generation to accomplish great things for the cause of life. We're here tonight because of the vision and generosity of 2 people, Raymond and Marilyn Ruddy.
I met with Ray and Marilyn Ruddy, the couple behind the Life Prize Award, to learn more about its origination. Mr. and Mrs. Ruddy, how did Life Prizes come to be?
It really came because I was involved in business for all my career, but really wanted to do charity work. And except for writing some checks to church and college and that type of thing, hadn't done anything, and that was really missing in my life. So getting involved first was in the charity work. And then, once involved in the charity work and pro-life charity work, we realized that there was no substantial prize.
Lila Rose won a Life Prize Award for leading a team of college students in pro-life undercover projects and for founding live action films.
It's been a blessing for me to get to start up live action when I was 15, which is now a 501c3, and work with an incredible team a growing incredible team of young people across the country to do both undercover work, using new media to get the truth out there about the abortion industry, but also to educate at their schools and in their communities to expose abortion for what it is.
And some of that activity has included what specifically?
Well, we're notorious in some circles for our undercover investigations, the latest of which is a multi-state national investigation going undercover in Planned Parenthood to investigate the sexual abuse cover-up at these clinics. So we had a great team of young people working on that, and we just started releasing the footage starting in the state of Indiana. Planned Parenthood was not very happy about that.
You seem to have them on the run in some cases.
Yes, they have my picture on the wall in many of their clinics, so we had to go literally in disguise, but they fired employees, issued apology statements, claimed they're reforming, so they're definitely on the defense, which is where they are. They should be, and they should be convicted for these crimes. That's what we're hoping for.
You were a recipient for this prize for what purpose or what reason?
I'm receiving this award on behalf of the American Association of Pro-Life OBGYNs. I'm a board-certified OBGYN, and the American Association of Pro-Life OBGYNs is one of the largest special interest groups within the American College of OBGYNs. But the American College of OBGYN is very pro-abortion, and we are the pro-life conscience of that group.
So what did your activities include the last year?
Well, this last year we have been fighting for the right of physicians to refuse to perform abortions or refer for them. We are calling for all physicians who took the Hippocratic Oath to be part of a Hippocratic registry. Regardless of whether you're OBGYN or family practice, if you're a physician and you took the Hippocratic Oath, which says, I will not perform an abortion and I will also not perform euthanasia, if you took that oath, we're asking you to simply put your name on a registry so that then we can go to the government when they decide to take away our right of conscience and say, look, on the day you forbid us to exercise our conscience, you will lose these number of doctors from the medical profession.
Coming up, we'll hear from Peggy Hartshorn, president of Heartbeat International, Jill Stanek, a leading pro-life blogger, Kay and Charles James, the founders of the Gloucester Institute, and Richard Doerflinger, an expert on stem cell research and pro-life ethics.
Whether you're a student needing answers, a parent needing help, or a concerned citizen wanting to make a difference, Life Issues Institute has the resources you need to put your values into action. Life Issues Institute is an international educational organization committed to protecting innocent human life. Life Issues Institute knows what it takes. That's why millions throughout the world turn here for help. Life Issues Institute has authored more pro-life publications than any other entity in the world, and its materials are printed in over 30 languages. Radio broadcasts, newsletters, and a website filled to the brim with the answers you're looking for are just a click away. Go to facinglife.tv and click on the link to Life Issues Institute to find out more about how you can change the heart of a nation.
Tonight, we honor an activist, an intellectual, a nurse, a political appointee, a student, and a medical organization. Now, the efforts of each is unique, but they are united in their dedication to building a culture of life in America.
Peggy Hartshorn is one of the Life Prize winners. She's the president of Heartbeat International, a network of pregnancy care centers in America and abroad. I joined Peggy to learn how the prize money will be used to positively impact her organization.
I had nominated several people for this award, and I know so many people that I work shoulder to shoulder with in this movement and have for years that would be wonderful recipients of the award. So it took me a while to get over that feeling. But then a feeling of real joy came to me because I realized what a gift this will be. The money will be donated to Heartbeat International, and it will really help support our Option Line, which is one of our key programs. 85% of all the pregnancy centers in the country are connected through Option Line, and we can refer to them about 240,000 calls, emails, and instant messages every year. It will benefit Heartbeat's international program, and we have affiliates in 43 other countries. So part of the prize will be used for that. So the Life Prize will have a tremendous benefit, we believe.
Jill Stanek's role in the pro-life movement is quite different than Peggy's, but also very valuable. What's your role in the pro-life movement?
I became involved in the pro-life movement by accident. I wasn't an activist. I'm not sure how pro-life I was, but one night when I was a labor and delivery nurse at Christ Hospital in Oakland, Illinois, found out that they were aborting babies alive and letting them die. I held a little baby who was an abortion survivor for 45 minutes until he died, and that instantly converted me into being pretty much obsessed with the pro-life movement.
And what activities have led to this award over the past year?
When I found the baby, held the baby, I was compelled to do something about it, and that's the backdrop for me being given this award. You know, I spoke out publicly after Christ Hospital refused to stop. I got fired. I was part of testifying for the Born Alive Act, and I think that Mr. Ruddy and Gerard Health Foundation appreciated the fact that I was willing to lose my job for the sanctity of life.
Well, you keep the home fires burning fairly well with your blog, which I understand is pretty popular.
Yeah, after I became involved in the movement and got fired, my life segued into writing on the pro-life issue for WorldNet Daily and speaking as a public speaker, and then I decided to blog, and that has blossomed over the past 3.5 years, especially during this last election season when we were focusing on Barack Obama's opposition to Born Alive in Illinois when he was state senator. I really got a lot of traffic, and out of 200 million blogs, I think I was 4,000 worldwide. So, you know, getting the pro-life issue quite heightened interest, I hope.
Kay Coles James, along with her husband Charles, were a bit speechless to learn they were awarded $100,000 for their years of pro-life work. But in the last year, they've made substantial strides. Well, let's recap the last year that led to this award.
Okay. Well, Charles and I have founded the Gloucester Institute, which is an organization designed to prepare the next generation of young African American leaders to assume their roles.
And I'm on the board of the National Right to Life Committee and working as a volunteer at the Gloucester Institute, where it's the discussions that keep those kids focused on this issue.
Well, tell me a little bit more about what you do there and how you get the kids involved in pro-life work.
Well, I think probably the most important thing we do there is teach them critical thinking skills. I find that that young people today can have you know, feelings about things, but they aren't able to really think through issues. The toughest job we have is convincing them that the pro-life issue is an important issue. So before we can even debate the issue, we have to make sure they understand the relevance and the importance.
There are experts in bioethics, experts in theology and public policy. But at the juncture where these three disciplines meet, stands one man, Richard Doerflinger.
Rich, what's your role within the pro-life movement?
Well, working for the Catholic Bishops' Conference, I do a lot of researching of new issues that are emerging in bioethics, researching public policy issues, writing letters and testimony, and we try to be especially factual and find arguments that can appeal to people regardless of what their religious background is. And at least on some of these issues, I think other groups look to us as a source of really good information and a model of how to make a good argument to members of Congress.
Now, during the last 12 months, what have been the highlights of what you've done?
Well, I worked with the Bishops of the United States on a new formal statement on embryonic stem cell research. I helped get scientists who do adult stem cell research primed to participate in a congressional hearing to remind the members of Congress of what kinds of stem cell research are really working these days. And participated in what in the end was a not entirely perfect but somewhat satisfying result on legislation to help people with AIDS in Africa, the PEPFAR legislation, which retained good conscience protection for Catholic and other grantees so they don't have to violate their consciences to help people with AIDS, and continued emphasis on abstinence and fidelity in marriage. And that was a cooperative effort with our International Justice and Peace Office and with Catholic Relief Services.
We'll be back with more from the Life Prize Awards.
Thank you for inviting us into your home. Each week we feature real people who deal with real-life issues head-on. Some of their experiences are uplifting, while others will break your heart. But in the end, the message is clear. Those who follow biblical principles on the issues of life are blessed. Become a partner with us in providing a positive, life-affirming message to help change the way the next generation values innocent human life. Please consider a generous gift to help offset the costs of producing this important quality programming. You can donate on our secure website at facinglife.tv or by calling the phone number on your screen during normal business hours. Together, we can make a real difference for life.
Please welcome to the stage, Lila Rose.
Thank you so much to Mr. and Mrs. Ruddy for this great honor and gift. I wasn't sure that I would be receiving such an award or that I could have won such a thing, But after I realized the generosity and this opportunity, it was just a huge blessing, and it was very humbling to have received it, having worked with so many excellent young people to do these projects, and in a movement where we're standing on the shoulders of heroes who have worked for years to defend the right to life of the unborn.
So what does the future look like for your group?
Well, we are a growing 501c3, no full-time employees yet. We're trying to raise the funds to get to employ some of these young adults who are working as volunteers right now. I hope to do it full-time out of school. Right now I'm kind of doing it full-time in school, just to continue to expose both the corruption in the abortion industry, but also to expose abortion for what it is to the public, so we can stand for the rights of the unborn.
What does the award mean to you personally?
Well, to me personally, the award just means a furthering of pro-life work. I mean, to pay for partly for education, and then to continue live actions, both investigative work and just exposing abortion in the community at the high school and the college level. So to continue that valuable work, and hopefully, ultimately, the more that we work, the more that we fight, the more we pray to lead to an end to abortion in our country.
What does this award mean to you personally?
For me personally, it means that I have an opportunity to be able to make a gift to Heartbeat International and to our movement through the award that I'm hoping will make a gigantic difference. I really look at the award as a recognition of the work of alternatives to abortion all over the world. All the people, all the individuals who are doing the same work that I have been doing for over 30 years. I believe this is a recognition that that compassionate, caring part of our movement is absolutely central to everything that the pro-life movement does. And we need to elevate that. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about the stories of the women that we have helped, of the women who've been saved from abortion and have recovered from abortion. Those are the stories that are coming out of the centers that we need to make the world aware of.
Jill Stanek is using the blogosphere to get the word out and is considered the #1 blogger in the pro-life movement.
The message that I take from this is that I'm doing something right, and to continue foremost to try and stay as connected to God as I can, and then let Him take care of the rest.
It's like receiving the Purple Heart. You know, there are a lot of OBGYNs who have joined our organization at some personal cost, because it's not politically correct for an OBGYN to be pro-life. And there have been members who have lost jobs, there have been members who have lost promotions, there have been members who have taken other casualties. So this is, in a way, a recognition of 25 years of work, and we're just thrilled to receive it.
For all these years, Charles and I, and our children even, had worked so hard for something that we believed in, something we thought was important, not doing it for any other reason than to save lives. And to have someone recognize that and value that, it was just affirming.
The money is very important, trust me, but the recognition that comes with it, the affirmation, is deep and long. That's the real value, because we now know we should pay it forward also whenever we have the opportunity, a scholarship here or there to help someone go somewhere and get the information and contacts they need to be very active and very effective in the pro-life movement.
You know, one of the principles that we know of in government is you get more of what you finance. And so I am really hopeful that this will encourage young people to get out there, get involved, and know that if they do, there will be people there who will be willing to finance their efforts.
So what effect do you think these prizes will have on the pro-life movement?
Well, I hope it will motivate people to, not just that they want the money, but it will provide some role models, and it's kind of humbling to think of myself as a role model, but provide some examples of people who have worked sort of beyond the minimum and tried to do what they can to help the world understand the sanctity of life a little better. and have them put themselves in that position and say, I could be doing that. Get more people involved in the pro-life movement. A lot of us who are getting these prizes are getting kind of older, and we really need the next generation to step up and be and come to the forefront.
How do you see this award as being positive toward ending abortion or helping to end abortion?
We've done it in conjunction with the Students for Life annual convention. So of the approximately 1,200 people that have signed up to be here tonight, 550 are students. So we hope the students, seeing the recipients, and once again, the money goes to the recipients so that it will be spent mostly in the pro-life area. But the students will be enthused seeing the winners get up there, having a chance to talk to the winners, and will be enthused to do likewise in the pro-life area. So that's our hope.
When we return, you'll have a chance to receive a free gift. We'll be right back.